Hey guys, welcome to my channel and I'm back again with another really interesting video guys. In this video, we are going to create a very fun project of a rock paper scissors game on a Hugging Face space with the help of generative AI and a large language model. So, I hope this is going to be very interesting for you guys. Let's get started. Basically guys, if you want to create this game that I already created, you first need to have a Hugging Face space profile. So here you can see, if I go to my profile, you can see all the apps that I created. And then to create a new app, you go to your profile button here and you click on new space. So first thing first is when you create your new space, you have to give a name. So let's say rock, paper, scissor, like some random name here. And then for creating this game guys, I actually use Streamlit because Streamlit is very simple. It gives you a simple UI also, and I don't think we need a complex UI for this particular project because this is just a fun project for us. Obviously you can use any of the templates you want. I'm going to select the CPU basic hardware because we don't need that much space. I'm going to make it private. Click on create space. Of course guys, I'm going to later create the space as public and I'm going to share it with all of you guys. Once you have your Streamlit application created, you can see in the instruction here that it says that you have to create a app.py file where you have to put all your code, and that code is going to get deployed on your Hugging Face space. So all we do is we go to files here, we go to add file, we go to add file, create a new file, and then we just write the name of the file as app.py and we click on make the commit, right? A commit to main. So once it's committed, so whenever you do any commit in Hugging Face space, it is going to start building. But now you can see that there is no code in this app.py file, right? Now, if you are a super lazy coder like me, you don't want to write the code yourself. So what did I do to actually write the code? I used GenAI. Yes guys, I have this chatgpt prompt which I gave, and that prompt basically says that it's an expert in Streamlit design and it is going to design this rock paper scissors game. You should have 3 buttons which will have text rock paper and scissor. There is going to be a display area where on the left side you will see the user selection, user move, and then Streamlit will randomly choose any of the move, rock paper and scissor, and it will show it in the right section. And this is what it actually gave me, and I actually refined this a bit with some CSS, and this is the final result that I got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy that code, click on edit here, and I'm just going to click on edit here, and I'm going to just paste the entire code and not even looking at it. I just pasted the entire code and I clicked on commit changes to main, and now you can see that my app has started to build again, and in a moment guys you will see that the app will actually start to restart. You can see it's starting to restart now, and in a moment you will see that it is going to be live. So you can see that now it's running. So once the app starts running, you are able to actually experiment with it. You can see that we have our 3 buttons, rock, paper and scissor. Let's select rock now. You can see that my move was rock, but Streamlit randomly selected scissors. So obviously I win because I'm rock. If I select paper, you can see that I win again. If I select scissor, I lose because computer's move was rock this time. So you can see guys that in only a few minutes you are able to create a good rock paper scissor game without even writing a single code of line yourself. All you are doing is just copy pasting. But now your question is going to be, well, you did mention using GenAI, but you did mention using a large language model. Well, I want to play rock paper scissors with a large language model. I don't want to play with a random choice person, right? So here is what we are going to use. We are going to use Google Gemini's Gemini Pro model to actually play this rock paper scissors game with. Now you might ask to me, why Google Gemini Pro, right? Because there are 2 reasons for it. Gemini gives you a free quota every single day to use, and that OpenAI doesn't provide. For OpenAI you have to pay after a certain amount of time, that is certain amount of limit you have to pay. But Google Gemini gives you an everyday free quota. And second most important thing guys is that I am loyal to Google even though I use ChatGPT a lot. So that's the reason. Now let's see how you can integrate Google Generative AI with this. Now, the first thing is I am actually going to show you the application that I created, and now I'm going to show you the code that I created for this application, because this already has a generative AI Google Gemini integrated with it. Okay, so let me close the space that we just created, and now just see the space that I already created for you to explain how to integrate Google Gemini with it. So this is the same app.py file that we have. The one thing that I added here is a requirement.txt, because if you want to load the Gemini model, you need to have this package Google Generative AI. And if you just add this package in your requirements.txt, Huggingface will first install all these packages before it is going to deploy your code. Now we click on app.py. Now this script might be a little bit different, not a lot, but a little bit different from the script that you saw. So here's the difference, guys. The first thing is that in the previous script, we were just not using any of these APIs. But here you are importing Google Generative AI as Gen AI, and you are also importing an OS module, right? Now we have first, if you want to use Google Gemini, you need to have the API key. So you need to get os.getenvironment.gemini. How did I come over to this conclusion that I have a Gemini environment variable where I have my API key? So here's the thing, guys. You have to create this environment variable where you can store your API key. So all you have to do is go to settings. And if you go to settings, you just go a little bit down and you will see something called as variables and secrets. You can see that I created a secret here. So all you have to do is just click on new secret, name the secret whatever you want, give the value of the secret, and then it is going to get saved. Now, if you want to access that secret, all you have to do is use os.getEnvironment. So this is what I use, os.getEnvironment. And the secret that I created, Gemini, is nothing but my Google Gemini's API key. You can get this API key from your Google Dev account, and there are just Google Gemini Pro API key, and you will just get the direct link to sign up your Google account and just create the API key with that. Now, once you have your API key, I am going to call genai.configure API key is equal to Google API key, and then I have my GenAI configured. So now I'm going to load my Gemini Pro model. So GenAI.generative model, Gemini Pro. Why we are using Gemini Pro and not Pro Vision? Because this is not image processing, guys. We are going to create a very simple text-based thing. So that's why. Let's keep it simple. Okay. Now the rest of the script is almost the same. Let's go to the meaty part of it, where we actually give our GenAI model a context of what it has to actually do in this game. So you can see that I have created a state variable. I've created a session variable called as chat here. So if the session chat variable is not present in the session state, we actually create that session chat variable. So st.sessionState.chat, this is the chat variable I created, and I actually assign it model.startChat. Okay. Now start chat is basically a function where you can actually provide your model a little bit of history that you have already talked to the model about. So here's what I have already talked to the model. I have already said to the model that it is playing a random rock, paper, scissors game. For rock, it is going to say rock. For paper, it will say paper, blah, blah, blah. And then it is going to pick a random word out of 3 and reply in a single word when I do my move, right? So you can see that I am going to tell the model that it is playing a random game and it will only apply in a single word out of the 3 words I have provided. The thing is that we are specifying it that this is a random selection. If you tell the model that, oh, you are an expert in rock, paper, scissors game and I will give you my move and you have to counter me with that. If you give it that type of instruction, trust me, you will always lose. Now, I might be a loser in a lot of things, but I don't want to lose in rock, paper, scissors. So that's why I have to make it fair play, and that's why I told it that please make a random selection. Now, the next part is, what did the model reply to me? The model replied me that, fine, let's play a random rock, paper, scissors game and make your first move. So by using this thing, I have actually created a history with the model. Now you can see that I have a if statement here, that if the player move is present in the session state, that means the player already gave their move, and mind it that this piece of code was present even in the chat GPT prompt answer that I got. So it also had this if statement, but the only thing is that if the player has already moved, it was actually using the random library to create a random choice from rock paper and scissor. But here we are going to use Google Gemini model. So you can see that in this statement here it says that session.state.chat, which is the variable that we created, dot send message, that means we are sending our move to Google Gemini model saying send message player move, and then it is going to give us back a response. That means if I do rock, what is what you are doing. So it is going to create a random choice out of rock paper scissor, give me the response, and the response.txt is the actual one word response that we get from our Gemini Pro model. Once you have the player move and you have the computer move, then what I'm just doing is I'm just writing it in a subheader, like in a little bit of a bigger font, that this is my move, your move, and this is the computer move. And don't get confused by this formatting and then move emojis something. It is just basically I wanted this app to look a little bit more beautiful. That's why I thought that I will add rock paper and scissor emojis along with the text rock paper and scissor. So this is not very important. If you want to make it super easy, you can just use the text. The important thing is that how you calculated the computer move with the help of Google Gemini Pro model, which is this, right? Last piece of code here is just determining the winner, and this determine winner function is again exactly same as the function that we copied from ChatGPT. So there is no change in it. It is just going to tell you who win, user win or the computer win. And once you have the result, it is just printing the result that you lose or you win. And the last part which I also added here is something to have a best of 3 result. That means if 3 games are done, in which we are using a session variable called as count. So if the count becomes 3, we reset the count, but then we check how many games computer win, how many games the user win, and whoever win more than two games or equals to 2 games, we'll get the best of the 3 result. And if the player win, it is going to say yay, you win. But if the computer has more wins, it's going to say sorry, you have lost the best of 3 result. Okay. So here's how we modified the original ChatGPT rock paper scissor game with Google Gemini, and we added our own little twist to it. So now if you want to play this game, you just go to app here and you will see the app will get loaded, and hopefully it will not take that much time, but there you go. You can see that I only added these small images with it just to make it a little bit more pretty. So I select rock, and it says my move is rock, but the computer's move is paper, so I lose. And then you select paper, and my move was paper, computer's move was scissor, so I lose again. And then I select scissor, but then I lose again. Let's try this game one more time, guys. Let's see. I select paper, and computer select scissor, I select rock, and then computer select paper, and then I select scissor, and then I lose again. But I'm sure, guys, if I play it a little bit more, there will be a time where I am going to win, because this is a random selection and I have won in this game quite a few times. So let's keep trying. And okay, there you go. I have exhausted my quota for today, but I didn't win the game. But I assure you guys, this is a random selection, so obviously there will be time when you are going to win the game. But just make sure that you don't exhaust your quota of Gemini tokens that you get in a day. But here's how you can create this simple rock paper scissor game, guys, in a very few amount of steps without writing a lot of amount of code yourself. I will definitely share this code with you guys in the description section below. If you like this video and you learned something from it, Please do like this video and share this video with your friends. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, feedback for me, please do write down in the comment section below. I would be happy to respond to it. And also in the end, guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon for future notifications of more such programming and coding related videos. I'll see you guys in the next video, guys. Until then, take care and bye bye.